How's it going, everyone? It's Bran, back for episode 2 of our new passive income challenge, trading options and more specifically covered calls. This episode will serve as a trading recap for this past week. Today is Friday, the 4th of December, 2020. So in this video, we'll go over the trades I took on Monday, see how they're performing. As you might remember, actually half of the trades I took were expiring this Friday. So let's see how they perform. First of all, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just a regular guy on YouTube trying to document my journey to hopefully financial freedom while teaching you something along the way. Feel free to just use me as an opportunity to paper trade, which is placing the trades in your head and seeing how they would have gone. All right, so let's get right into it. So in front of us, we have the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. And as we can see, today we closed at an all-time high, which is a pretty big deal. Goldman Sachs had a price target for December 31st of 370, and we actually closed at what did we close at? 369.20, which is a pretty big deal. Okay, so markets are bullish. The vaccine news are pushing the markets up. As you can see, the recovery stocks are doing very well as many industries. This week, we experienced a pullback on the EV sector, which was long overdue in my opinion. And the NJ sector has been pretty much booming. Okay, so that was it for a quick market recap. Let's go over the trades I took. So in front of us, I'm going to display Riot blockchain, which is our beloved Bitcoin miner. So pretty crazy price action for this week. As you can see, Riot blockchain went pretty crazy, even though Bitcoin stayed pretty flat all week long. Let's go to TradingView to see what exactly happened. So Riot, as we can see today on the 30-minute chart, which gives us better intraday information. Let's display the Bitcoin USD on top of it. If you guys were wondering how do I display an additional ticker on top of my chart, you just click on this plus button right here, compare or add symbol, and you type whatever you want here. If you want to put down BTC USD, you can. If you want to add the S&P 500 or the whole NASDAQ or Dow Jones, you can do that too. This can give you indication on the overall market. So in our current situation, Riot blockchain is heavily correlated to Bitcoin, so it doesn't make much sense to display anything else, really. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the week. So yeah, we placed these trades right around here for a $9 cover call. And if you're following Riot, or you can just see it on the chart right here, you can see that our call got pretty much obliterated starting yesterday. So yesterday was pretty stressful in the sense that basically Riot started running on its own without Bitcoin moving. I thought this was very weird. So here I expected yesterday for Riot to stick around 9:30, work in a range. But I feel like the market anticipation and recent price action of this ticker just got people very optimistic. And this move actually kept going even stronger today, even though we experienced a pretty significant dip of $500 on Bitcoin, as you can see on this orange line overnight. So the markets basically didn't care. They saw this opportunity in Riot, and I feel like most of us see the same thing. Luckily for me, I've been exposed to Riot for a long time. On the other hand, bad luck for me since I placed a $9 call and Riot ran over $10. So what can we do in the case that our call gets in the money? What can we actually do? So as you can see, I sold this call. So, okay, today's expiration is not showing anymore, but I sold these calls, $9 for $53 of premium on average. So 3 contracts. And how did I do? As you can see, I'm still holding my shares, my 350 shares of Riot, because I have no intention of selling them. Understand, selling covered calls can be either viewed as a exit strategy or a passive income strategy. In my case, I never want to be exercised, which means whatever it takes, I will try and hold on to my shares. So what can I do if my call gets in the money? Actually, I could have rolled over my position, which means buying your call and selling another call further out in the future. I wish I could have shown you this, but I did not want to take any risk. Actually, today, I tried as hard as possible to close my trades for a profit. So I actually got filled around this candle. So I was looking for a dip. If we move to the 5-minute chart, which will give us a much clearer idea what happened today. So basically here, 9:45, I was freaking out, pretty much. Seeing Bitcoin pump a little bit, but Riot going way overextended compared to Bitcoin price action. And then came right back down. This is where I tried to close my trade for $45 per contract, which means that I actually cashed in $8 of profit per contract. But hey, profit is profit, right? I could not expect Riot to run this hard, at least for this Bitcoin price. My prediction was that Riot would hit $10 for a $20,000 or $21,000 Bitcoin, but never around these prices that we've experienced for the past couple weeks. So I closed my trades here, and basically I signed off for the rest of the day. As you might see in the background, I'm currently abroad, lucky enough to get invited by friends of ours for a staycation. And yeah, I just try to enjoy my time off. So basically, I was not concerned or exposed to this move, except for my long position. Okay, next. How did Marathon Patent Group behave this week? As you can see here, I'm still holding my trade that I placed for $45 credit right here. And so far, so good. Mara has been, I would say, following Bitcoin closer than Riot. It seems as Riot had a mind of its own, which is nice, but makes it less predictable. As we can see here, Mara followed Bitcoin much closely. And this is exactly what we want to what we want to see. The covered call I placed was for a $9 strike price, and so far we remain below. This is why the price of this contract is slowly shrinking, because as time goes on, the chances of this specific contract to be in the money are slimmer and slimmer every day. This is why we are selling options in order to utilize time decay in our favor. Even though we're still very bullish on all of our positions, I would never buy a stock that I'm not fundamentally bullish on. All right, I just want to clear that out. Some people will buy Nikola stock and trying to flip it for a profit. I will never do that. I don't feel that it's worth the risk. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. All right, so next, actually, this call I sold on AQB, Aquabounty Technology, is obliterated as well. It's currently fully in the money. So let's see what happened. AQB on top of my movers. So this is my watch list, which basically contains my targets as well as my positions. So big winner today, AQB. Let's just hide this since it's completely irrelevant to this company. So today's price action went crazy, actually. And we are printing a beautiful bull flag. So congrats to everyone who's holding AQB. We are eating well this weekend. So yeah, my position is a 7.5 strike price, expiring on December the 18th. I sold it for $70 credit, and it currently blew up. So I am losing on this position. If I were to do nothing all the way to expiration date, I would be forced to sell my 100 shares at 7.5, regardless of the price of AQB. So this is the risk when it comes to selling calls. You are virtually capping your gains. So this is a great thing for AQB, not so much for my short call position, but I'm okay with it. So what can I do in this specific case to stay in the green? I can, what we call, roll over my position. Let's go to the option chain. How can I do that? I would have to buy back this call and sell another one further out in the future, giving me more time for the stock to either come down if I were to sell at the same strike price, or further out. This really comes down to your personal technical analysis, conviction on the company, your research. If a contract came in allowing AQB to distribute their product all over the country, this will not come back down. So you have no interest in placing a further out in the future call for the same strike price. You want to pick this one right here. The thing is, this one for 148. So 148 is actually, I would try and get fill at 150, because 148 is the mean value of the bid and ask. So 145 and 150. So as you can see here, oh, oops, I messed up. I want to sell the call. So this trade, this rollover, would allow me to further out my upside by $2.5 per share while cashing in $3 in credit. So I'll keep you posted about this trade. My guess is that today's action will most likely come back down. As you can see, I placed a trade here on that spike, which is always what we want to do. If I was not short the call already, I would have definitely placed a $10 strike price short call right here. But hey, it's okay. I'm still way green on my long position overall, and I'm not complaining. Last but not least, the last covered call we sold on Monday was for Sorrento Therapeutics for a 8.5 strike price. And as we can see here, we remained below 8.5. So everything went according to plan for this trade. I cannot say the same thing for the other ones, but I'm very happy with that. As you can see on the history, I placed a short call for $45 credit, and I closed this position for $3. By the way, I'm not sure how this works because I tried to close it for 0.05, but it filled me at 0.03. I'm not complaining. So yeah, that was it for my short call positions of the week. I hope you learned something along the way and get a clearer sense of the strategy at play here. A reminder of the strategy and why, in my opinion, it's so powerful is it allows you to make money from stocks you own without ever having to sell them. Okay, so let's say you bought Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR, around $9. There is no way that you will be buying more today. Am I right? Your average is so low that you already made a lot of money buying the stock. But you still want to make money on the way up. How can you do that? You sell options. Okay? So you utilize the stocks you own to sell these lottery tickets to optimistic bulls, as we discussed in the previous episode. All right. One last thing, I want to go over the few trades I took. So not a lot, but these three companies I think are worth mentioning. FEAC, so Flying Eagle Acquisition Corporation, ticker symbol FEAC, is merging with a company called Skillz, SKILLZ. The ticker symbol will be SKLZ, and the merger will happen on December the 16th, or at least the vote for the merger will be December 16th. So the ticker change should be expected a few days after that. So why did I invest in Skillz or FEAC? So Skillz is a gaming platform where players compete in skill-based games, type Solitaire or Candy Crush or any sort of small games that can be played on your phone or on your laptop. And they're competing for real prize money. So that's what I think is very different from other companies such as DraftKings or Golden Nugget, which are more into the sports betting industry. This is purely competitive mini games in which you can make real money. Okay. The reason why I actually invest in this company is because the business model is very similar to a giant in which is Shopify, in the sense that Shopify allows individuals to create their own website and sell products on their platform. Well, Skillz is the exact same thing. These mini games people are playing are actually developed by independent developers, and they have the ability to submit their game and then make money off royalties. So developers make money on royalties, players make money when they beat other people, and yes, which allows this company to have very, very little overhead in the sense that they don't have to pay developers. They benefit from successful games as well as unsuccessful games. Also, one last thing, which I think should be on the radar, is on average, a user on the Skillz platform will spend more time on the platform than any other social media platform, such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any other, with an average retention time of 62 minutes per day, which in my mind is kind of mind blowing. So I took a starter position of just 20 shares, around 14.59, as you can see here, and it already moved up nicely, plus 20%. And sorry about that, guys. I'm recording this video outside. My wife is working inside. So yeah, I placed the trade around, I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, it was definitely this day, around here. I grabbed them 5 by 5. My advice when you start a position is always try and scale in slowly, because it happened to me a lot of times in the past where you go all in. By all in, I mean your full position size, and few minutes, few hours, few days after that, you lose 10%, and you don't have the firepower to go back in heavier. So this is a lesson I learned, and I'm trying to apply this to every new trade I make. No matter how juicy the opportunity is looking, always try and restrain yourself from going all in. It's also better for your mental, in my opinion. And second company I invested in is another SPAC. Ticker symbol is CFII, and we'll be merging with the company View. So what is View? View is a smart glass company building solutions for one of the biggest addressable market in the world, which is construction and windows in particular. So they developed a proprietary or patented technology allowing them to tint their glass from transparent to full opacity. This obviously works with sensors and artificial intelligence, allowing full automation and increase the overall energy performance of any building while getting rid of old, dirty, dusty lines or shades. They made a bunch of studies on how their product is actually increasing productivity. Sorry about that. So it's still a very speculative play with a relatively safe downside, since I bought the stock very close to a redemption price. So at 10.45 right here, redemption price will be $10 for most of the SPACs. So for those wondering what redemption price is, when a SPAC chooses a target company, it gives the opportunity to current investors to get out at a predetermined price. If you consider fundamentals changed, let's say the SPAC changed its target merger company, or the merger fails, or let's say the whole market flash crashes, you still have an opportunity to get out of that trade. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Nice little pop as we're recording this. So it's currently 4:30, 30-minute after market close. So yeah, 1 hour ahead of Eastern time, which is why it's showing 5:30 here. So yeah, and also one last trade I took was establishing a position in Sundial growers. So as you might have noticed, the MJ industry is booming, anticipating basically facilitating policies towards federal regulations, legalization, etc. You name it. So a bunch of people are speculating on that sector as a whole. Big players such as CGC, Cronus Group, Aphria saw incredible gains since the beginning of November. And this one is no exception. As we can see on the 1-month chart, we have a 200%. So some might say, I'm chasing here. I bought around 0.7, raised starter position of 200 shares, roughly $140, not even 1% of my portfolio. So it goes back to what I told you before. If you're trying to establish a position, I don't care if SNDL goes down. I'm more than happy to get more on the way down. But if I were to get in with a, let's say, 1,000 shares or 500 shares, and I didn't have any additional buying power in my position to go in, then things change. Things change, and you're more likely to sell for a loss. You're way more likely to panic sell than if you still have room to scaling. So yeah, this company is a micro cap, literally 71 million, almost 72. And that's why I think this company has a lot more room to grow. They're based in Canada, as most of these MJ stocks are, since it's already legal there. And yeah, just a speculative play. Trying to stay diversified. I was holding Aphria calls, I think 2 weeks ago, and trades went really well, and I just wanted to keep some exposure to it. So yeah, that's pretty much sums it up for this week's trading recap. If you enjoy the content, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you for everyone who recently subscribed to the channel. My 47 first subscribers, thank you so much. I'll try and keep the videos pumping, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.